from the last episode.
It would be a shame if you've showed up too late.
He's like, it would be a shame if you died. And let the vampire story continue. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. Today we're going to question Abigail about her contact with Journey and the whole shenanigans of checking the archives and having some torn page from the specific archive, leaving a message. Well, we know that they were in touch and all of this probably happened just in the last few hours since we've joined the Elysium during the Code Red. We're looking for Journey, but we definitely want more info first. So let's go straight to where Abigail was, and that was here in the bar. And Mem has a lot of things in her hands, and actually, when I was playing this episode for the first time, the beginning of the game for the first time on Twitch, I completely went past these offices. I just went straight by the smell.
Business, Sil. Now's not the time to make waves.
Okay, so I completely missed these documents. I'm glad I played it again in order to get everything in order. I'm sure that if you will play this game, you will find even more stuff. But I'll try my best to be meticulous with my investigations.
Can I help you?
I know you've seen Journey, girl.
I told you I was looking for Jay earlier. And I found the note she left you. I wonder what April would say if I showed it to her.
You went through my stuff?
Is that all you're worried about?
No. It wasn't personal. Journey was in a panic. She asked me for the pass to get into Jar's apartment.
Did she say why?
Only that she was looking for evidence. I didn't really get it. Let's keep this between us, all right? April's got other fish to fry.
I'll see about that. I'm going to find her.
I'm sure that we can rat her out.
Jara's apartment. That's on the Primogen floor.
Primogen have their own floor?
What was Jay
Wow.
looking for up there?
Huh. Actually, I want to check out something very quickly. Let's go back to our wonderful codex, which gives us a lot of information in Boston, and do check out. We actually don't have information about Jara, do we? We have information about Journey though, and I think we should dwell into that first. So, Clan Toriator, Generation 12, Sire Zitkalasa. We saw the picture of the sire on the desk in the frame, and the comment MM made was that it was really nice that Journey has such a nice relationship with her sire. It would be fun if we had a good relationship with our sire, but we don't. So let's read this very quickly to see whether we can get something more useful in the investigation. The Sun Dance. Journey was born in Boston in 1904. She was from a long line of musicians and took to the stage with her parents at a young age. She joined the violin section at the New England Conservatory of Music. Journey showed great talent and could play in any style. After completing her studies and graduating with honors, she opted for a career teaching at the conservatory that trained her. There she became the president of the Alumni Association, with the important role of granting awards and scholarships and organizing events. It was at one of these gatherings that she would meet Zitkalasa. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, I hope I'm not. An honorary alumni whose career fascinated her. The interest revealed itself to be mutual, and a strange friendship formed between the two women. Convinced of Atkins' talent, Zitkalasa invited Journey to create her own interpretation of her Sundance opera. They collaborated on the project for 4 years, until Zitkalasa's death in 1938, a particularly painful loss for her friend. Journey was devastated, with nothing left to live for. Zitkalasa had been dead for several months when one night Journey thought she dreamed that she had seen Zitkalasa at her bedside. In this feverish hallucination, her mentor asked her to finish her project and perform it on stage to bring hope to her family again. Journey accepted, and before going their separate ways, her late friend took her in her arms. Atkins felt faint. She had just been embraced. Though her first encounter with the beast was terrifying, her fears and anxieties were washed away by her joy of being reunited with Zitkala. Well, that's nice. Journey embraced the night the way she embraced her music, with passion. A Toreador through and through, her talent for throwing parties brought some light back to Boston that had been so gloomy during the reign of Quentin King. Her soirees were praised for their unparalleled creativity. Her guests also came for the thrill they provided, as Journey would sway from total discretion to absolute risk regarding the masquerade. Okay. I mean, This could bode badly for the party that we just were supposed to have, but then everything got destroyed. But we'll see if that was the reason. Journey met a ma'am at the court of Prince Quentin King. Enchanted by the talented dancer's sunny personality, Journey grew very close with the rose. She did so under the critical and excessively jealous eye of Hilda, whose possessiveness was a great source of amusement to Journey. I see. Bound to a ma'am heart and soul, she supported her every endeavor, from her separation with her sire to the creation of her clubs. I wonder what bound means here in this specific... I assume it's just a friendship or, you know, like a very close relationship, but bound in the world of Vampire the Masquerade usually means the blood bond. I don't think that they were acting like they had a blood bond in the elevator when we saw them together. It seemed to be more of like just, you know, friends. But who the hell knows? Melancholy. Whereas Quentin King's Malkavians knew how to appreciate her daredevilish side, this was no longer the case after Hazel Iverson and the Blue Bloods came to power. Faced with the austerity with which they responded to the fall of London, Journey never ceased to look for new ways to bring a little playfulness and frivolity back into the unlife. Okay, I see why she is going to be blamed first for this whole mess. The frivolity, masquerade breaching parties, stuff like that, definitely not looking good in this day and age. With the Second Inquisition and Rampart, everyone's staying super low, not being able to use smartphones and stuff like that. It seems to be a bit of a problem. But hey, we need to go see what Jara is all about on the first floor, huh? Let's check out the investigation goals. Find Journey, go to Jara's jewelry apartment on the floor. Okay. Like the interior design combined with the fashion. I know, I was already talking about that, but it's a lot. So we cannot leave. Of course we can. If we're stuck here with the prince. Forced to be the servants of the Camarilla. Alright, that's fine. The opulence though. Like, Camarilla is always very feudal in how they portray themselves. Of course, in some domains they might seem to be a little bit more modern and stuff, but there is always this feudal vibe about, you know, the prince and their court and the primogens, and having to ask for permission for every small little stuff that you do within the domain, like small little stuff like embracing a child, for example. Like, you're a vampire, of course, at some point you want to have children. We have the office of April Boslin here.
Oh, you again.
She seems to be very happy
What
to
do
see
you
me.
want?
I just want to talk to you.
April, have you seen Jay anywhere?
You can't let her out of your sight for 2 seconds.
The prince sent me to get her.
I can't discuss that with you.
They're close. I won't tell anyone. What does Journey risk? I could focus this. No, I can't really focus this. We need more willpower, right? Okay, I see. I won't tell anyone. This one. Go.
Not that I think in a million years this is what happened, but what if Jay messed up somehow? What would happen to her?
Depends on the mistake. And how bad the consequences were.
So pretty.
At best, the prince will be mad. At worst,
Destruction?
yeah. There's a good chance of that.
I love the design of April. Unfortunately, when I was both streaming this game and in the comments to the previous video, there were some people saying, "Oh, why isn't April Nosferatu?" And it's super weird to me that people are thinking this way. Maybe it's because I was, raised with a cousin that has vitiligo. Is that how you pronounce it in English? I think so. Bielactwo in Polish, basically. And he was always considered super handsome. So, like, for me, it's super weird that people see April and they're like, "Oh, it must be a Nosferatu." Come on, she looks amazing. I won't tell anyone.
You can tell me. My lips are sealed.
The only way I can make sure you don't talk is to keep my own lips sealed.
Alright. Cannot do that. I could just try to fail on purpose. I think... let's try it out. Maybe failing is going to give us something fun. And she focuses in order to protect herself more against us.
Come on, she works for you. You know her.
Having friends is the best way to lose your head. You're going to have to swim without my help.
Drop it.
Fine. I won't insist. If you see her, tell her I'm looking for her.
Yeah, sure.
I'm still going to
What
totally
attitude?
snoop for her files.
It's a good thing I was careful earlier.
Yeah, I'm still going to totally snoop for her stuff. What is this?
If Zeus had chosen flower to reign over all others, the rose would be queen.
Of course, you're a Taurator. We know that, ma'am. You're all into them roses. That's fine. Can I check out your PC? You want mine, right? Let me just check the notes very quickly. Current business. Presentation
Hazel's
of the
gonna want
annual...
answers.
Hazel will need answers. Yes, you're right. Current business. Presentation of the annual report. Unification party starts when all guests have arrived. September 7th, tour of Dr. Dunham's Red Salon. September 9, private audience all night. September 12th, meeting with Mr. Underwood on the management of the Red Salon. Meeting with Mr. Dunham on integrating the thaumaturgists into the Red Salon. Security review with Miss Drury and Mr. Leto. Monthly
What a nightmare.
meeting with Mr. J. Moore. Reread speech to the Primogen Council on October 21st. Come up with a more authoritative ending. Okay, I see. I have a lot of work to do. Checking your stuff. Don't worry.
What a disaster.
From Beryl to April. Satisfaction for once. For once, I wanted to say just how much progress Journey has made in organizing the opening night of the Red Salon. I stopped by for a surprise visit last night to check the quality of the services, and
What
you
a
did not
nightmare.
disappoint. I know, April. Please don't embarrass us in front of Hotfoot. Okay. Last minute checklist. Dear all, although the most important guests will most likely arrive late, be ready by 9 p.m. because you never know. Please check the following things every 15 minutes. State of the vessels, no excessive drunkenness, impeccable cleanliness everywhere at all time. Make sure that everyone is comfortable. There are enough of you to satisfy any requests. Make sure that no one is bored while waiting for Miss Everson and Mr. Osborne to arrive. They're scheduled to get there at 11:30 p.m. I'm actually interested. So Everson, of course, that's the prince, and Osborne were supposed to arrive later. So maybe Osborne knew that something is going to happen, because you know everything that happened before 11:30. So I'm just going to keep in mind that Osborne was supposed to arrive with Everson later on. This party is of utmost importance, in the words of Miss
What a
Everson.
nightmare.
Mistakes will not be tolerated. April Bosley. Okay. I see. I see. I see that you're not enjoying yourself too much. That's fine. And you do smell of Journey.
Bosley's looking for answers.
Yes, you are. Don't worry. I'm just walking around checking your... Ooh, what is this? Crystal Alexander, Leonard the Priest, Luke Chess, Millennium Rent, Selective Rent. They're like renting stuff? Do you remember these numbers? Going to take a picture of this. Where's my phone? Quickly! We need to make notes. We need to make notes, people, because these numbers may be important. Okay, and next numbers. Give me them. Okay, got them. Got them. I'm ready. Go. Right. I'm very meticulous in here. I just want to make sure, especially there aren't any numbers, you know, in games like this, when you have saves, when you have like codes you need to tap in sometimes. She has her private elevator. That's too posh for me. They're really nice pictures though.
What a nightmare.
Fashion. What a nightmare. Alright, let's go. As for now, I think we're fine. We can just move on as for now and go here, right? The second floor. We might go back. There's like, you know, it's not like it's going to be locked for us beforehand. We can always go back to check the stuff. I want to see what's there. Oh, I could actually go this way. Can I go here? No, I see. A shortcut. Nice! I am learning the map of the headquarters in order to remember where to run when the prince calls Bloodhound on me, which definitely is going to happen with my performance so far. Look at the ceiling though. Let's see. I mean, I'm not sure if these sculptures are classy though. Like, this is a little bit much too opulence for my taste, but then again, yeah, Camarilla, I get it. It's fine. This doesn't open from this side, huh? Okay. And these people are guarding the stairs, like there's something important there. I feel like Journey just put them in here. She googled them very quickly. Oh yeah, you can go here. Jara, Drory, Dajan, Siaka. Okay, so they are there. And here we have Beryl Underwood, Richard Dunham, and Hilda McAndrews. Oh, right. Who do we have here? Is that Hilda?
Oh, great. My shadow.
It is Hilda. Let's talk to her. Wow, these are cool. I have no education. I cannot determine what book is this. Can I examine?
Notes from the Convention of Thorns.
Oh, well, that's cool. That is like the kindred history. What is this Tremere manuscript?
A book about alchemy?
Blood alchemy.
That's a weird thing to keep.
What is this? On the London Court, based on the most recent information available, we can draw the following conclusions. Although no official census was ever attempted, at the turn of the millennium it was commonly believed that there were many more than 200 vampires living in the greater London area. The city's massive size made it relatively easy for newcomers to come and seek their fortune while hiding from the court. As a deterrent, kindred who were not registered with the London Court.
What's she up to?
I'm just trying to eavesdrop on it. Talking to herself. With the London Court were considered to be fair game for the Scourge and the bounty hunters who could practice diablerie. This practice often deterred newcomers. Just to give you a little glimpse, if you do not know yet what diablerie is, because I'm going to mention it a lot, drinking another vampire dry and consuming their soul in the process, leaving this diablerist aura on you, but also making you more powerful in the process. Forbidden among the Camarilla vampires unless in the case of a blood hunt or other very specific events, let's say, but usually it's a very, very big crime in the vampiric society. This practice often deterred newcomers as it had come to involve even the upper echelons of the London Camarilla. Indeed, Queen Anne herself was a practitioner of diablerie, and for a long time she took every opportunity to claim the blood of undesirables. Oh, nice. In 2008, mortals reported an uptick in forensic anomalies, including bodies that temporarily appeared dead. At the same time, the same report was made by a team in charge of human trafficking case. Thus, these new anatomical suspects are referred to as the infected. It is believed today that this information, which is the most recent in our possession, has been cross-checked by several structures in the country, but must not have been taken seriously by Queen Anne. London fell the following year, as did Vienna. Nothing more was heard of them overnight. There are no kindred left to tell us what happened. Communications have been cut off since then, as they are too risky. The story of the fall of London gives us hope that mortals believe they have finished us off. Until then, the Camarilla must build an even stronger and more robust masquerade.
At arm's length like this.
I have bad news. Mortals still know that we exist. The vampires exist. So this is unfortunately not the end of it. But it's okay. As for now, Boston seems to be doing not that great, but we're still alive.
I wish I was outside instead of being cooped up in here.
Oh, I know. What about you?
So what exactly did Hazel want with you?
Let's tell her about... She doesn't need to know. We don't have rhetoric to use there. Are we going to be... I think we're going to be MM.
I'm sorry, but this is between Hazel and me.
There we go.
I can't believe it. Don't you see what she's doing?
Yeah, she's asking for a little discretion, so what?
We haven't heard from anyone at the party all night. Many of our own didn't make it home. And she's still reigning through division. She's doling out information strategically. It's the worst possible thing to do in a crisis. And we needn't even mention how she treats the Primogen. She straight out refuses to see us.
Are you jealous or something?
What's your problem? Is it that she's not talking to everyone? Or that she's not talking to you?
Yep.
Just stop it. She should be trying to surround herself with everyone's input, not locking herself up in her tower.
Oh, because you would do things differently, perhaps?
That's an understatement.
It is. You would have kept me in the dark.
Could you just stop making this all about you?
You're making this all about you.
I'm the problem. I've gotta go. I've got stuff to do.
Be careful.
I love the drama. They definitely have a history, okay? I like how she looks like in front of this moon. It's like super romantic corridor. Like, this is just, sire and child having issues, and I live for it. This is the drama I play VTM for. I definitely, whenever I roleplay
I'm tired
VTM,
of waiting.
I'm just looking for ways to make it more difficult for my characters. So, Treatise on Thaumaturgy. Known as Blood Sorcery, the discipline combines vitae and mortal sorcery. Vitae is the blood of vampires. There are no known limits to the type of rituals created by the Tremere, or their fields of application. We'll focus here on the different branches of the science, which is not exhaustive because few can testify to the secrets of the Blood Witches. The Path of Blood, where the powers of vitae can be manipulated, and the Ritual, where thaumaturgical formulas with innumerable effects are invented and jealously guarded. Of course. Of course. What about here?
Annals on the First Inquisition.
Ooh,
How morbid.
that is truly morbid. That's true. Oh no, I just said morbid. I am telling way too many Morbius jokes recently, so I definitely need to be stopped. If I ever mention Morbius here on this video, like I do it right now, you just need to yell at me in the comments, okay? Except from the history of the Boston Camarilla. The first kindred in Boston was Madeline Coventry, a Tremere elder from the Winchester Chantry in 1635. Shortly after that, the Blue Bloods settled in the city and ruled the entire Massachusetts.
I'm tired of waiting.
I always fail this one. Colony. After driving out the thaumaturges, the Bruja, Gangrel, and Malka families took control of the city during the American Revolution in 1783. There was much confusion regarding the distribution of power, and the Tremere returned to the city and created the Boston Chantry. This was also the time when the Sabbat, active in Maine, began to attack Camarilla settlements throughout the Boston area. Tremere chantries of Boston and Salem competed for dominance for almost half a century before the Salem colony was overtaken by the Sabbat in 1831. The children of Malkav took advantage of the turmoil and seized power in 1825. Quentin King III became the prince of the city until his death in 2014. Well, that was a long time of reign, having supposedly given in to the beckoning. That's what I guessed last episode. Quentin King had to contend with the machinations of the Sabbat, the powerful Giovanni in Boston, and the British settlers who vied for his positions. More than a century of secret alliances were forged to pit one group against the other, and eventually defeat them by tearing each other apart. The prince kept the Sabbat horde at bay, in part by accepting the British support of the William Biltmore. A number of American vampires were very unhappy with the British presence created by the Kindred of Liberty to oppose colonization, and in Hartford and New Haven, resistance was organized under the name of the Gemini League. So wait, Hazel, it was mentioned that she worked both with Kindred of Liberty and the Gemini League, right? The beckoning freed the city from the British influence, as well as from the control of the children of Malkav, but perhaps the fact that London had not been responding for several years was the reason for the British withdrawal. In any case, Miss Hazel Iverson, a member of the KOL, so she was a member of the KOL, but she also worked with the Gemini, I see, naturally rose to the head of the domain, restoring Boston to its former glory, long tarnished by her predecessor's collaboration with London. Boston was once again American, strong and free. I think we should start with Jara's office. Jara drawer is this way. We're going to go to the other ones. Why not? This is where I'm going to check first. We also have very low willpower here, so I'm going to go for my inventory and consume this one. Can I do that? I see. I'm going to consume both of these. Jara. No return actions. Choices marked with this icon indicate that there is no going back. Before selecting one of these options, make sure you've done with the area you're exploring. I see. Nope. We're not going there. Cool, good to know. It's really nice. Like, I do not like to lock myself from exploring the place more just because I wanted to rush into somewhere. So I'm glad that the game is showing me that. This painting is beautiful, by the way. Love it. Love the colors. Super nice. And here we have the Jean Siaka's office. We can pick the lock. use willpower to do that. Right? No, we can't because it's we can't focus on that, I think. I'm going to go forward and see if we can maybe still unlock something and get some.
The door is locked.
No! Pick lock. I need more security! I definitely do, but we can use a key in here. What about here? Did we have the option to use the key? We need keys to this. Maybe in the other part of the wing. There is a key here too. Okay, we're going to be smart about this. We don't need to hack into places. We don't need to break into places. We're going to use our charm to ask people to give us the key. I'm sure if we just ask some ghoul, we're going to have a way in. So now Beryl Underwood, Richard Danham, and Hilda McAndrews' offices. Let's check these out.
Can't go
no!
through there. It's locked.
Damn, we cannot check these out. All right. Wait, I can run? I was walking this whole time and I just discovered I can run. That's great. Perfect. So I'm back here. Actually, I decided that I don't think there's anything more I can do without having these points in technology to break into places, and that's fine. How this game works is that depending on what kind of a character build you pick, you're able to do different things, so you won't see everything on that one single playthrough, and there's definitely more to uncover. So I will next time, instead of investing in the social skills, I will maybe go a little bit more technology with MM in order to see more stuff in here and more places. And right now I'm going to go to Jara and see what happens there. A nice lamp.
No fucking way. Shit.
Journey, hi! I found you.
So this
What?
is where you've been
Oh,
hiding.
Jesus, it's you. You scared the shit out of me. How did you find me?
You're really bad at covering your tracks.
Are you alone?
What the hell is going on?
Shit, Mem. It's a fucking nightmare. The code red is definitely because of the party. April told me Hazel was gunning for me. She thinks I'm responsible for this shit show.
So, you're hiding in Drury's room?
I'm looking for evidence. I saw that Jara had the file on the party. It's got all the contracts and stuff in it that will prove I did my job right. But I can't find them. It was my only shot to defend myself against her.
You need to calm down, girl.
Hey, slow down. It's gonna be alright. They don't have anything on you.
You don't need to have anything on
No,
you.
of course not.
It's not a human
I did
world anymore.
Everything right, ma'am. I was the one who rented the place. Same as always. Rooftop, away from prying eyes. I met with Richard to organize the vessels. I arranged for limos to be sent for the Hartford Chantry. I went through the same secure limo agency as usual. They're ours, so there's no risk. What the
always
hell could have
risk,
gone
girl.
wrong?
I don't know.
Always.
But there's no time to think about it. Hazel wants to see you.
Uh-oh.
And she asked you?
Yep. Girl. Girl, you should run. I am not going to take her to the prince. I know. Most people will probably pick this option, but I'm still going to pick this option because, like, MM is rebel, okay? She wouldn't do that to her friend, and we know already that there is a risk of the law of destruction being put in. I don't want her to die. I'm not sure if she would die, but I don't want her to die, okay? She should run.
Listen, honestly, you'd better get out of here.
What? What are you talking about?
Confrontation. In a confrontation, you must fight to convince the other person. The result of a confrontation has an impact on how the story will play out. I'm so happy I ate those willpower consumables. A confrontation has a certain number of stages. The number depends on the goal of the confrontation. Each stage ends with either a win or a miss. Miss. There is a maximum number of misses allowed for each confrontation. If you exceed this number, you lose the confrontation.
I
Oh,
can't just
dear.
run away. Do you know something I don't?
Alright, make her think I have evidence against her. There's a lot of talk going behind your back. The court's gonna pressure Hazel. Okay, success 32. That's a little freaking success against this. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to risk it. 32%. I know it's a little, but let's try it. That's... Okay.
I heard they found something that implicates you.
That's impossible. I went through everything.
Are you sure?
I'm sure I'm clean.
Let's say
Stage lost.
Hazel doesn't want to hurt you. Others could change her mind.
Who would? Honestly, who would stand to gain something from my death?
Alright. Who would stand to gain something from her death? Beryl, Underwood, April. April and Journey are working together and they are on good terms, so definitely not April. Hilda. Okay, I think Hilda, because we did read about Hilda being jealous of Journey, right? So let's go with Hilda.
Look, I'm sorry, but actually Hilda could benefit from this.
What? What the hell did I ever do to her?
Nothing. But she's never liked me spending time with you.
Yes. I won this. Yes, there we go. See, we read the backgrounds and we knew the information, so I actually got it. To win a confrontation, you must make it to the final stage and win. In the case of a miss during the final stage, the stage is repeated until the confrontation is won or lost. Okay. Oh, wow.
What a witch.
Yeah. She can be a bit of a bitch sometimes.
If I run, people will think I'm guilty and that I want to leave the Camarilla. But you can't leave the Camarilla.
Yes, we can. I know people who can help you. Anarchs. Don't underestimate them.
The rebel.
They've held out against the Cam for a long time now.
Do you realize what it would mean to really run away?
I just know what's gonna happen to you if you stay here.
But if I leave, they'll call for a blood hunt.
Will they? Oh no, I have no more willpower. Oh no. Anarchs will help her. It's better than destruction. It is better than destruction. That's easy. Anarchs will help her. We don't know that for sure. This is 18% chance here. Intimidation. Oh, there we go. 51% here. Psychology. Trust me, baby. Oh, I cannot do that. Why I cannot do that? Why? Because... oh, I have no willpower, so I cannot use my skills. Damn! I wasted that. Let's try this one.
If you stay, you won't make it through the night. Listen to me, damn it!
You don't know that. I can't just drop everything like that. I won't survive the night alone.
I have nothing. I just feel so bad. The Anarchs will help her. Will she even believe me? I don't think
You
so.
have to believe me about the Anarchs. I know their leader, Saul. I've seen her help people in situations like yours. It's your only chance.
I could stay.
And be destroyed? Listen to me. Saul can help you. You can do this.
I was emotional.
How do I go about this? Where do I go?
I'll go back
Want it.
to see the prince. That'll buy you some time. Don't waste a second. Don't go back to your office. You have to disappear right now.
But what about you? What are you going to say? You're risking everything for me.
Don't worry. Hazel has nothing on me. You're going to the Anarchs. I'm going to contact Saul. She'll come and get you at the club in Roxbury.
Is it just me, or is this not the first time you've done this?
I don't think we've got time for that.
Right.
Nice. Wow. We literally disobeyed the prince. This is going to bite us in the ass, right? This has, like, every little choice has to bite us in the ass in the end. Wow. All right, everyone. I think that's a very good moment to finish this episode. Move on to Elisha, the unstable seer, the child of Malkath, Malkavian, the clan of the prophets next time. So this is going to be interesting. Elisha definitely has a completely different vibe than MM, and I think she's interesting in her very own way. We'll do that next time. I wonder if you think I've made a good decision. Let me know. And in the meantime, do not get lost in the night, and see you in the next episode.